Hello, people. I was just emailed a copy. I don't know if people are here or what. This is spur of the moment. But I was just emailed a copy of the state's response, and I thought I would go in here and read it with you all live right now. I haven't read it yet. So I was just running around trying to get this all set to go so we could read it together. Are people hearing me okay? Because my son got me a new microphone thing for Christmas. So for doing these things. So if you can't hear me, let me know. And I'll get this posted, but it's like, all right, I wanted to just right away read it with you guys. Response in opposition to the petition to stay the appeal and remand this case to the circuit court. Plaintiff respondent, State of Wisconsin, opposes defendant appellant Stephen A. Avery's petition to stay this appeal and remand the case to the circuit court for consideration of a Wisconsin blah, blah, blah motion. The issue before this court is whether the circuit court properly denied Avery's Wisconsin blah, blah, blah without a hearing. The litigation of Wisconsin statute, blah, 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 is not a, quote, specific issue, unquote, related to Avery's Wisconsin statute, blah, 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 motions. Rather, it is a distinct statutory procedure used to both request post-conviction DNA testing and seek relief if that testing produces exculpatory results supporting the movant's claim of innocence. Moreover, staying this appeal and remanding for the litigation of such motion may result in unnecessary delay in litigation. This appeal has been languishing for a year. The best course of action is either for Avery to voluntarily dismiss this appeal, to litigate his Wisconsin statute, blah, blah, blah motion now, or to wait until this appeal is resolved to bring that motion. Background. In 2007, a jury convicted Avery of first-degree intentional homicide for the murder of... Sorry. Got a phone call and it went through my iPad and interrupted me there. And that was actually a call I needed to take. But anyway, this is more important. In 2007, a jury convicted Avery of first-degree intentional homicide for the murder of Teresa Halbach and for possession of a firearm as a felon. His direct appeal concluded when Wisconsin Supreme Court denied his petition for review in 2011. In June 2017, Avery filed the Wisconsin statute motion at issue in this appeal, alleging a multitude of constitutional errors in his prior proceedings. The circuit court denied his motion without a hearing on October 3, 2017. Avery then filed a motion to reconsider and several supplements to that motion, which the circuit court also denied without a hearing on November 28, 2017. Avery filed a notice of appeal from the circuit court's final written order on November 30, 2017. On June 7, 2018, this court retained jurisdiction, but remanded this case to the circuit court to allow Avery to file a supplemental Wisconsin statute motion to litigate a Brady versus Maryland, claim. The circuit court denied that motion without a hearing as well, and the record was transmitted back to this court on September 25, 2018. On December 17, 2018, Avery filed a petition to stay this appeal and remand the case to the circuit court for Avery to litigate a motion for post-conviction DNA testing pursuant to Wisconsin statute, blah, blah, blah. Now we're on page 5 of 9. Avery is permitted to petition this court for, quote, for remand to the circuit court for action upon specific issues, unquote, pursuant to statute, blah, blah, blah. The decision to remand is left to this court's discretion. See, blah, blah, blah. Argument. Avery seeks a stay and remand so he can litigate a Wisconsin statute, blah, blah motion. The litigation of a Wisconsin statute, geez, Louise, motion is not a, quote, specific issue, unquote, related to Avery's Wisconsin statute, blah, blah, motions that are under review. Rather, Wisconsin statute, blah, blah, is a self-contained statutory procedure. Holy cow, all these messages I'm getting right now. Sorry about all that. Is a self-contained statutory procedure for both post-conviction DNA testing and relief if that testing produces exculpatory results that support the move-in's claim of innocence. Wisconsin statutes, blah, 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 and section blah, 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 has specifically defined procedures and burdens and is a mechanism for relief separate from and unrelated to Wisconsin statute, blah, blah, blah. A stay and remand under these circumstances would not be remand for a, quote, specific issue, quote, but remand for a new separate action in the circuit court. There is little case law addressing Wisconsin statute, blah, blah, petitions. A petition to stay and remand was found appropriate when there was an ineffective assistance of counsel issue related to the claims under review, when a new claim of ineffective assistance of counsel became available based upon an opinion that this court issued after the post-conviction motion was filed, and when newly appointed counsel discovered new claims of ineffective assistance of counsel that were not addressed by this circuit court. See blah, blah, blah. That is not to say that a petition for a stay and remand is only appropriate for remand to litigate a claim of ineffective assistance of counsel. However, in each case, the remand was for a specific issue that was related to the claims already made before the Court of Appeals and pursuant, okay, to the same statutory mechanism. The state is aware of no published decision addressing or noting a petition to stay and remand for a defendant to pursue a wholly, oh, this is driving me crazy. It's got to be driving you crazy too, all these noises. During the pendency of an appeal. The litigation of Wisconsin statute, blah, blah, motion is not a specific issue. It is a new action, and a stay and remand is not appropriate. The state notes that Avery has the option to voluntarily dismiss this appeal if he wishes to litigate a Wisconsin statute motion now. If he chooses to do so, and if the circuit court grants DNA testing that produces exculpatory results, it is possible that some or all of the issues raised in Avery's Wisconsin statute blah blah filings will become moot. The process of winnowing out weaker appellate claims and focusing on those more likely to prevail is the hallmark of effective appellate advocacy. Smith versus Murray, blah, blah, blah. If Avery believes that it is in his best interest to litigate a Wisconsin statute motion now, he can do so by voluntarily dismissing this appeal. Alternatively, if Avery is not confident that his Wisconsin statute blah blah motion will be successful, or not confident that testing will produce exculpatory results, he should wait and see if he prevails on appeal, and then decide if it is necessary to litigate a Wisconsin statute blah blah motion. A movement can bring a Wisconsin statute blah blah motion at any time after conviction or adjudication. Wisconsin statute blah blah. Thus, Wisconsin statute blah blah motions are not subject to the procedural bar in Wisconsin statute blah blah. If this court denies Avery's petition, doing so does not prevent him from litigating a Wisconsin statute blah blah motion once this court disposes of this appeal and remands the case to the circuit court. Either course of action is preferable to a stay and remand because either has the potential to prevent unnecessary litigation and delay. Conclusion. The litigation of a Wisconsin statute blah blah motion is not a, quote, specific issue, unquote. It is a new and separate action in the circuit court. and Avery has alternative courses of action that do not require further delay to this appeal. The court should deny Avery's petition. Dated this day, this 28th day of December 2018. Brad Schimmel, Tiffany Winter, and Lisa Comfer. And that's the entire thing. So all that is the state wants the court to keep going and not entertain this, that this would be a whole separate new thing, not something that should pause what was already going on. So where Kathy says, where is this info coming from? I contacted the court and they just emailed it to me directly. So, and I know you're saying straight to the point, please, but I was reading it in its entirety. So, I'm scrolling through your so I'm still scrolling through your thing. This doesn't mean it's denied. This is just the state wanting the court to deny it. The court still has to rule. So that is that. I'm going to end this video. I will get it. I will see how I can get it from my email and get it posted so you guys can read it yourselves. And then we'll be going live at 4 p.m. my time. It's 1:15 p.m. my time right now. And then hopefully we'll have a better grasp of everything and can discuss it then. So yeah, so what we're at is the state wants the court to deny this, to pull this and go forward with the brief that Kathleen was supposed to file on the 20th. So, all right, I'm outie. See you in a couple hours.